Woo! Woo! Look, I just been keeping my poise. Made by the million, but still unemployed. They text me about green, but not on Android. She not my shawty, she filling the void. I make the sounds that cut through the noise. He think he a man, but he chillin' with boys. Put down the liquor, start drinking LaCroix. The pain wasn't choice, but now I rejoice. My uncle had told me that I was the one. I played the shit smart, now my bragging and dumb. Lil' shawty had hit me, said she wanna come. Her dresses is black, but she not a nun. I'm so Pasadena, cause that's where I'm from. Some bangers, some hoes. Them with guns, they scheming for riches, they playing it numb. I'm second, I wins cause I'm second to none. Look, what the you think I do it for? Do it for? Hey, looking in the mirror, you the go. Hey, I'm out here.
Cousins family, welcome back to Secure the Bag podcast, where four entrepreneur cousins come together to speak passionately about real estate, finance, entrepreneurship, and building generational wealth. Today's conversation starts with one of the biggest trending topics online. His reported partnership with Target for the release of his latest album has sparked debate, especially as many consumers continue discussing boycotts of companies that have rolled back or eliminated DEI initiatives. Instead of focusing on who's right or who's wrong, we're asking a bigger question. How do communities build lasting economic power? We'll break down the conversation surrounding Jay-Z and Target, discuss what it really takes to create wealth within our communities, and explore why the world's biggest companies succeed by building multiple streams of income through vertical integration. Fellas, man, how y'all doing today?
Yo, what's up, man? What's up, fellas?
Cool, man. Hey, unfortunately, today we are missing Brother King. Hope everything is good with you. Maybe we know that you're making a big move really soon. So blessings and safety to you and your family, my brother. But fellas, before we dive into our topics, man, we need to jump into a market update for the people. Brother Jason, as you know, we always start out with you, man. What can you give the folks today?
Yeah, man. The market's been going okay, man. We got a a huge thing happening because we bombed Israel and America bombed Iran again. So rates are going to jump back up soon. Gas prices are going high. So we got a little friction going on right now, which we've been seeing for the past couple months since the war started, but nothing too crazy right now, and everything is about the same. It's going to get a little worse before it gets better, but keep planning and keep moving, man. The opportunity is there right now in a good market, in a bad market. Some places it's thriving, some places are not thriving, but before you make decisions, get educated, because I don't think is what everybody seems. I don't think it's what everybody seems, man. It's way better than what it looks like. I know. I was in the grocery store, and I usually don't pay attention to buying stuff. I just go, I buy it, and just move out. But I did see an increase in the same things I usually buy by like 50, $60, bro. And I was like, I feel for people, bro, who can't afford things, man. Like it's some human. It's a human element to capitalism, man, and I think that we lost it in the U.S. But other than that, guys, you just got to keep going and figure a way to make more money, and just follow the economy. Watch, commodities. Watch how the stock market is going. It's not just the real estate market that's being affected. It's daily lives. So just keep going. It's going to get worse, like I said before, it gets better, but just keep paying attention. We'll keep updating you every week as everything goes. But yeah, man, it's still the same, maybe a little worse than it's been in the past several weeks. But it didn't hit rock bottom, so we're still good.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that, brother Gerard, man. What you got for the people today?
Listen, it's still status quo here. Prices are actually going up. Inventory is still down. It's going even further down. But even with all that being said, it's still a lot of movement. You just gotta, like Jason said, know your numbers, run your numbers, and make sure you're on the right side of whatever's gonna happen. I do have some some more developments in Hamden. I'm keeping an eye on this Hamden thing. Number one, because I'm a resident. And the other part is just crazy. But Hamden was in the middle of a 4-year phase in. I think we're going into year 2 of a 4-year phase in terms of the property taxes, Mike. So, Mike, let me educate you real quick,
Yes, sir.
if I didn't before. So, every 5 years, the town does a reevaluation, right? So, because the property values increase so much, since the pandemic over the last 5 years, the taxes increase. So what happened was, instead of them saying, okay, well, we're just going to give everybody one big tax bill, we're going to do a 4-year phase in, right? So in the meantime, they're doing their budget meetings every year with the legislative council, and the budget ain't budgeting. So they raise they raise the mill rate again. So this year, property taxes are kind of getting a double whammy, if you will. All right. So I am working with a town official or two to try to figure out what could be done. So stay tuned on that. But because the taxes are going up so high, a lot of people are like, yo, I'm out. They're putting their properties on the market. So the medium sold price in Hamden is $380. The price growth year over year is still up 10%. The listing price, the median listing price is $385 median in Hamden. So we're not seeing a lot of properties go over asking price in a sense, right? The inventories increased. I think last time I checked, it was 127 listings just in the town of Hamden, which is crazy.
Yeah.
In a terms where, in a space where there's no listings anywhere else. So we got a lot of listings here, but the properties are sitting on the market for an average of about 26 to 30 days. All right. So it's a completely different market here. Remember, we always say real estate is hyper local, and it's a completely different market here in Hamden versus the towns next door. The towns next door are shaking and moving, man. So I'm going to leave that there for now. Just know that I'm working on some things, and we're going to try to figure this thing out, man. But everything else is shaking and moving. Make sure you get pre-approval. I was talking to Jason about this. Getting that pre-approval is like having that a credit card in your wallet, if you will. Like, you don't necessarily have to buy today. But and because the way the market is up here, it's real estate has become this journey. It's not like, again, like IKEA, where I'm gonna walk in one side and come out. You know what I mean? I might have to, be patient. I might have to, select a different town, whatever. It's a journey, man. So it all starts with the pre-approval. Also, what you're gonna want to do if you are a homeowner is keep a property evaluation handy, a equity evaluation handy. That's my phrase. I'm coining that. A equity eval, right? Let's figure out how much your home is worth, how much equity you're sitting on, in case you got to pivot, in case you want to, get out of the town that you're living in or whatever. You should always know, so you can always be ready. The same thing with the pre-approval. All right, that's my spiel for the moment.
Yes, sir. So, fellas, man, let's dive into this topic because it has been trending. Not even from most recently with Jay-Z. We know that boycotting has been a thing in our community, obviously for decades, and even more recently with Target and DEI and any other company that was involved in getting rid of their DEI or program within their organization. But it's sparked right all over again. The conversation is coming back. Brother Jason, man, just before we dive too deep into it, just let people know what's happening, right? When we talk about Jay-Z and Target, what is the big topic? What is the big conversation that's going on right now?
So it's a little broader than just Jay-Z, but I said that to you guys earlier because he's the one that they're hyper focusing on.
Mm-hmm.
But those are several companies, well, more than several companies. They roll back the DEI initiatives, right? And we'll get more into what DEI really for, because DEI wasn't for just black people. DEI was rolled for a whole different demographic of people. But you know us, we don't do the research enough, and then we get real hypersensitive, and then we start acting out of emotion, and instead of strategizing. But so yeah, they're upset because they get these exclusive albums, and they get to go into, he got an exclusive album with Target other than his main sites that he controls. And people, it's been an uproar. He's a sellout. They're a sell. And it's mostly because this have already been done prior with prior artists that are, even Colin Kaepernick book is in there, and they said it's because of the author. But you can control, like, yo, I don't want my book in a certain store. So it's a big uproar right now, because of his album being sold there, and they say, hey, we are under a boycott. You should not have your album in the store and selling out and making no money. But the problem that I have with it is, one, I think it's very hypocritical. Two, we have a bunch of black companies that have products in Target. So by
Mm-hmm.
boycotting Target, we're actually doing the opposite of what we're trying to do. We're not putting money in those people's pocket. So it should be even more of an effort for us to go to Target and say, hey, we're not buying other people's products. We're going to focus on black community products. And sometimes when we get into that black business, black this and that, we cause a lot of chaos, man. We probably hurt ourselves more than actually help by putting it black owned and making that title on there, if you ask me, because it steered people away. It steered black people away, steered people of other colors, nationalities away also, because they just don't want to deal with the conflict that comes with that. But yeah, man, it's been an uproar for the past several weeks, since it was announced that the vinyl would be in the store. And yeah, I don't understand the outrage with any of these social media companies or these Fortune 500s, because the people who criticize the most use those companies the most. So if you're going to boycott because of something
Exactly.
like that, you have to literally don't do nothing then,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
everything you do, from the cars you drive, from the social media outlets you use, and the products, a lot of them are DEI. They pull back their DEI initiative. So I just didn't understand it. I don't understand it. I think people, they go off emotion. They don't educate themselves on what's really going on. And half of the time people are concerned about things that doesn't even affect them or know the real details of the situation. And that goes for any company or anybody. So I think we hurt ourselves as a community by not educating ourselves and really know what we're speaking about. But I get it. You put certain people name in the algorithm and you're going to get the clicks, and people don't even care no more what they say or how they look. They just want to get the clicks so they can make the money.
Yeah. So I don't shop at Target. Period. I don't think they got nothing in there on my side. Shut up, Mike. But the but I the people that are like really pushing this boycott, they serious, bro. Like, you know what I mean? They are
Yeah.
serious, and I think in order to push an initiative forward like that, you gotta be serious, you gotta be locked in, and you gotta be crazy. So I think what the issue is they're saying that Jay-Z planned this 30-year anniversary. We had the concert, which was dope, by the way. I was able to go to day 2, 3-day concert, crazy. And it was this big thing. So they're like, you in a position of power, a black man in a position of power, what's going on. How strategic were you in planning this thing, knowing that, there's a quote unquote boycott on Target products? I think is the issue. How you feel about that?
Uh, I
Say,
mean,
say that from, if you
like,
want to answer, go ahead, because I didn't catch
who's
this.
the boycott? Oh, who's the boycott? Like, who? I don't understand. What are we boycotting? Like, the thing I don't understand about some of these initiatives is I don't understand, what are we boycotting? Like what are we what is the purpose? Somebody
Yeah,
say
what's the main
something,
goal of it? Yeah.
yeah, somebody say something bad about somebody in our community or do something, we're ready to boycott, right? But it don't make sense. You don't even have to boycott. You don't even have the voice to boycott. Just start supporting other Black businesses. The energy you put boycotting could be the same energy you put into other Black businesses. That's the thing I don't understand. I don't understand the hoopla and the complaining about these things. Focus on things that can make real impact. They don't focus on things that make impact, most of these people. They're sitting there talking, but I'm like, half of the people they're talking about has done more for the Black community than what have you done? That's why I don't understand. Like, when people criticize, they're the ones who don't do anything. It's easy to be on the looking glass telling people what they should do with their money, what they should do with their businesses, what they should do with their life, and this and that, when you're not even in position to get your own shit together. You know what I mean? And it's like, you hurt people because other people will see it. They don't even know the details. They start believing it. So now we're affecting a whole group of people at Target, that there's Black, but bro, if you ever looked at the Black businesses that are actually, and they actually have sections for minority Black owned businesses in Target,
Yeah.
and we boycott, we take away from them also, right? But minus the boycott, people are boycotting who never even shop at Target. Like, they're like, they don't even shop there anyway. That's the point. I don't get, like, I really, like, getting older and starting to understand the new age people and what they're complaining about and screaming about and doing all these things. It's really bothersome, man. Like, it really, like, I don't understand the point of most of most of these issues that they're targeting, man, and they're upset about. It really doesn't make a lot of sense to me, Jay. And I just, it's crazy, because I'm like, are we trying to find a solution, or are we just trying to look good complaining about the problem?
Yeah, it's definitely tough, but I mean, you made a valid point. Okay, so Target didn't participate in uh the DEI the way we expected them to, but at the same time, we got Black businesses that Target has provided an outlet for. So it's like, if you boycott Target, you kind of boycotting them too. You know what I mean? So I picked up on that. That's a good point. But
You know
I
what's
don't know.
crazy?
What's your thoughts? Put your thoughts in the comment. Is Jay-Z wrong for doing a exclusive deal with Target, knowing that a lot of people in the community don't really fuck with him like that? What's your thoughts on that? Put it in the comments. What was you saying, Jay?
Like, so some of the major corporations who rolled back or pulled away there from DEI was Meta, right? That's where people talking the most shit on the Meta products, right?
Can't get rid of that.
Amazon, I see packages every day going at all Black people house. McDonald's, that's a Black people freaking 5-star restaurant.
Not the McDonald's.
Walmart is flooded everywhere. Target, Ford, and Boeing. Those are some of the, just to name a few of the biggest companies. So I'm like, what are we talking about, man? Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, did you catch the concert, Mike? You a Jay-Z fan? Mike too young.
Nah, I'll listen to the music, but he's not one of my go-to.
Mike too young, Jason. He too young. He don't know what.
Yeah.
I listen to people older than him. I just don't like. I rock with him, like, you know what I'm saying. I'll put it on, but like, he ain't my, like, oh yeah, let me put on Jay-Z. Woo.
Nah, man.
Yeah, that's the reason why. Woo! Like, that's not a Jay-Z fan. That's not something a Jay-Z fan would do.
Hey, it is what it is, my brother.
Yeah, let me tell you something. When you traveling, when you riding, you got to ride, bro. You can run through the whole catalog, man, to get you wherever you're going, for real. Still to this day.
If you listen to the lyrics, man, like, if you listen, you understand why he has so many fans and people. Well, we come from a different era, though, when people actually like music because of the lyrics and not because of the beat and the jingle. You know what I mean? Not saying you do, Mike, but I'm saying we do.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I do listen to a lot of old school music. I'm into KRS-One and all that, the Woo, Biggie. I listen to all of that. So I mean, it's just Jay-Z's not one of my go-tos. That's all.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
Nah, but I gotta tell you that I don't want to say I've been to a lot of concerts. I've been to a fair share of concerts, but that feeling, it was electric, bro. It definitely was electric. And I don't know, I think day 2 was kind of the lax day. Like, you know what I mean? I felt like we was watching it online. That day 1, it was a lot of emotion. It was, moving and shaking, and he came out and bam. The second day you kind of didn't know what to expect, but he came out with Slick Rick, started that off. And then he went into, oh, hold on, wait, Jason. So it was Slick Rick, and then he went into You Don't Know, with, the MOP joint. And so that was crazy.
Oh, hold on. MOP?
They didn't come out, but I'm just saying.
No, I'm saying, but it was the MOP one?
Nah. But MOP did the remix. But the crazy
That's what I'm talking about, the remix.
Yeah, he didn't play the remix, but he did You Don't Know. But anyways, it was crazy because when he played that, I thought I was expecting him to come out. I was like, yo, if he bring out MOP, this thing gonna go crazy. But he didn't. But anyways, and then Renegade comes on. And that was like, all right, he doing Renegade. He probably just gonna do his verse, bro. And then M comes out the tunnel, and I'm like, yo, this shit's crazy. You know what I mean? So able to see him and Eminem on stage. They haven't done that together in 15 years or something like that on stage. So that was crazy. Yeah. And then Pharrell, he did a nice set with Pharrell. Pharrell was out there. So it was like, he bought Beyonce and Alicia Keys out on day 1. So it's like, okay, what's gonna happen on day 3?
His daughter too. His
daughter was
feeling it.
Yeah, Blue was playing, feeling it. Yep. So that was dope. And then Sunday, outside of the mishaps at the gate or whatever, I want to talk about that too though. But the mishaps at the gate, it was electric. He closed it with in pure Jay-Z fashion, man. So it was dope, man. If anybody went to the show in the comments, man, what's your thoughts?
I was watching.
Karen did say something real quick. She commented. She said they are saying that Target is not into the Black communities.
Putting money into the Black communities.
No, really, nobody's putting money into the Black communities. But
is that even so? If they have Black people products in the store, so I mean, it's kind of like it is, but it's not.
It's not. So when they say the dollar circulates in certain communities, that means you go to an Arab store, a Jewish store in a Black community, you buy something there, and it affects that actual community. Mm-hmm. What happens is they don't spend the money in the community. They take that money outside of the community and spend in their communities. Yep. And that's how that dollar circulates. And we take all these dollars out of our community and it circulates in someone else's community, even when those stores and those businesses are in our community. We don't directly get affected by or directly benefit from those dollars that are being pumped into those businesses. It doesn't come back to the community in any capacity at all. And that's the problem is, the dangerous thing is, once you start learning how economics really work, people will start understanding how people think, right? Everybody, I heard this guy the other day, he was like, why all these artists and Jay-Z, these rich artists, millionaires and big, why can't they do a free concert? Think about what he just said. Why can't I spend millions of dollars to do a free concert?
And even that, you're absolutely right. Nobody understands costs, bro.
Yes.
Nobody ever. It's always a good idea until you figure out how much it costs.
Exactly.
How much do it cost? This dude rented out Yankee Stadium in the middle of a baseball season for 3 days.
Yeah, I forgot it was baseball season. Oh, it's All-Star weekend. That's why too. I forgot it was baseball season.
Still, you know what I'm saying? But still,
that's crazy. Yeah.
And then the issue with the gate. I guess some people bum rush the gate, and then the security shut it down. So I think they wound up, from what I understand, they wound up letting everybody, the 10, 20,000 people that was out there that didn't get in yet, all had to go in through one gate. So everybody trickled in, kind of one at a time through one gate, and he wouldn't start the show until everybody got in. So there was a lot of people that didn't understand that, because the show actually didn't start till what, like it was like 12, 1 o'clock.
I think it was 12:30.
Yeah,
12:30.
It was late.
At night?
Yeah, it was supposed to start at 8. It was supposed to start.
I think
at
it
8.
ended like at 3 o'clock or something like that, 3:30 or something like that.
So think about that, Mike. The gates opened up at 6 o'clock. The show was supposed to start at like 8:30, 9 o'clock, but somebody bum rushed the gate, messed it up, so it wound up not starting until like 12:30.
Jesus.
Yeah. So a lot of people took the train, got stuck because the train stopped after 2 o'clock. So you got to wait till 6 o'clock to catch the next train.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You could just walk, man. Manhattan, Brooklyn, everything right there. You could just walk.
Yeah.
You in the Bronx.
I'm talking about people from Connecticut.
Oh yeah, you asked her. You better take an Uber to the train station or something.
Yeah, we ain't walking home. But yeah, so the thing is like, all right, he's not going to start the show until he get everybody in, and that was kind of his, his thing that he stood on. A lot of people didn't understand that, but it's like, okay, we're talking about cost, right? So imagine if those 20,000 people didn't get in, you have 20,000 people asking for refunds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So somebody told me a long time ago, man, whenever you want to know the problem or something, whenever you want to figure it out, follow the money, man. Just follow the money.
Always follow the money, bro.
Always follow the money.
It's easier to spend somebody else's money than it is to spend your own.
Right. That's damn true. So even from like obviously like a business standpoint, even if like, let's say there was some real goal behind boycotting businesses like Target, like Walmart, does it make sense? Like even for somebody like let's say Jay-Z, right? And let's just take as like another celebrity. Let's say the guy that does who we have opening up our show, right? Obviously we don't really know him, but he's the song, the yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Does it make sense for somebody like Jay-Z to do that? Like to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to follow the boycott. I'm not going to move forward with it because I don't really need it. I got everything else. I got other people, other platforms I could use. But for someone like the gentleman that does our intro song, he's trying to grow himself. He's trying to move into more spaces, get more views, get more eyes on him. Does it make sense from either point of those perspectives?
I think
so. Go ahead, Jay.
I was gonna say that's a problem in itself. Like in terms of, I don't need it, right? We automatically assume because he's a billionaire or a millionaire or whatever that he don't got bills too.
Mm-hmm.
He don't got bills too. I think Jason, what do you got, like a $500 million mortgage or something crazy? like, bro.
Yeah, they got I think a $500 million home or some shit.
Yo,
like that.
but he mortgaged them. Like I think he wound up mortgaging one of his houses or something like that. Bro he got a $500 million mortgage, bro. Like I'm doing 3 shows this weekend, and I'm 57 years old. I don't want to be doing no shows. I got to get out here and get to this chicken so I can provide the lifestyle to my family. You know what I'm saying? But we look, a lot of people look at it like, okay, he's a billionaire. He should do a free concert, or he don't need to be in Target or whatever. Like, what you mean? Like, I got to sell these records, and this is what I do.
Yeah.
This is what I do.
But I don't think he's doing it. I'm like everybody. I don't think he's doing it for money, man. The dude, like
he ain't doing it
he's
for
worth
free,
2.8 in his. I'm not saying do it for free, but I'm saying he's not doing it. He's not coming back to rap for money because
you say
the projects
you're
and
saying
everything
it like he's not jammed up.
Yeah, he's not like trying to put an album out to go platinum or make money off of it. He's doing it for the art at this point because of his catalog alone brings in, like, he owns 100% of his stuff, like of his music. So he gets all the revenue from that off of every platform and everything that goes on with his music. So he's not splitting it with a third party company. It's all his. So they said all of his songs were in the top, all of his albums were in the top 50 now since this whole thing started the last 3 weeks. that's the streamings have gone crazy. I don't think it's that. I still think it's the problem where people feel entitled to other people's success, and it's like, yo, it don't work like that. Like it doesn't, like, because I'm successful doesn't mean you have to eat off my success, right? I think the most generous thing anybody could ever do for you is give you an opportunity. Right. An opportunity is more valuable than anything to somebody giving something other than that to you. Because when you take that opportunity, you can learn how to fish for yourself. People just want the fish. I need to survive till tomorrow. And it's like, well, if I keep feeding you the fish and fishing for you, you're never going to learn how to do it yourself. And I think sometimes we don't understand that boycotting doesn't work in this day and age because we have access to too many things, right? The only thing, if we want to become prominent and economically strong, we have to support those businesses that actually give back to the community. Now, I don't want to get up here and be a fan out on anybody, but there's a lot of black celebrities who gets criticized who do more for the community than any of these talking heads have ever done for the community. But we don't take the time to research these things because it's easier to criticize what somebody is doing or haven't do, because the one thing they don't do, the one thing you don't agree with, you think is not, you think it's not worth supporting them or whatever anymore. But bro, we have to pump into our communities. There's a lot of black businesses out there, luxury, everything out there, who's doing huge things for the community, and they don't get nowhere near the support that these other these other companies get, and then they get mad at them. So if I'm in Target, if I'm a black company in Target, which is a lot of them, and you boycott Target, you're basically telling Target, because you're probably the ones that are buying those products. Now those products are not being bought because of your 2 year boycott. Target is saying, well, these products are sitting on our shelves. We got our buyer buying these products. They're not making any money to us. Okay, let's put them all on clearance, and then we're not gonna put them back in the store. So now you're actually hurting more than actually helping, because Target is going to make their money. Right,
Yeah.
the conglomerate is going to make their money, and but if you start pumping it into say somebody else has another Target type store or whatever business, it'll be like, hey, we're not going to boycott Target like that. We're going to actually go to this other business that we support because they pour back into the community, and we're going to start supporting them. That's how you do it. Just stopping to, I'm not going to support Target, but I'm going to go shop on, I'm going to go social media, I'm going to buy ad spends, I'm going to do all this, and then I'm going to go buy a freaking Tesla, and then I'm going to go buy a Ford, and then I'm going to shop on Amazon. Like, yo, it's just, it's hypocritical. It doesn't make sense.
So if it doesn't make sense, what would be your opinion on what would actually make sense if not boycotting?
Like what I just said, like find a company who actually pumps back into black communities, who's actually doing these things, and pump into those businesses. And just, and ask for what you want too. A lot of times we don't ask, man. Like, one thing's what we do, I won't get political, but voting matters, bro. We're seeing right now that voting matters. Right? Everybody, oh, the president got power, this person got power. It's already, yeah, that's what they tell you, because they don't want you to vote. Because if you don't vote, then it makes it seem like other people got the power and your vote don't matter. These are the games you play. So if you repeat a lie enough time, people start believing it. So when I hear, like, it's funny because when I'm talking to people and I'm getting into conversations and I'm like, yo, what are you talking about? Oh no, because they said, yeah, because the lie told you several times, you start believing the lie. And then everything that you believe, it starts surrounding the lie to make it seem like it's true. And it's like, bro, it's a lie. Just look at the numbers. I tell people all the time when they kill the black community, I'm like, go to the statistics, bro. You don't even got to argue with me. Go to the FBI statistics, see who kills the most, who commits the most crime, who's the biggest threat to the country, who's the most on welfare. Just go to statistics. Statistics will show you the truth. But we don't do that because it's easier to tell people, because, it's easier. It's like, I'm not going to read a book. I'm just going to watch the movie, and the movie is basically made by the people who are trying to push an agenda.
Very true. Fellas, anything else on this before we make our transition and continue our convo? Any last thoughts?
And this got deep.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's it's gonna always be deep. You know what I'm saying? Having this conversation, but I think we just got to keep, like Jason said, we just got to keep trying to find solutions, bro. Like, but I don't know if you boycott the store that the person that you're trying to protect is in. In a sense, man. I don't know if that's the answer, but yeah, moving on. I digress.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think this conversation definitely helps to move us into the next topic, man, on the way to really build in our community. And if it's not boycotting, like Jason said, go out there and really invest in other businesses with intention. Um, so we want to speak on how to really build wealth, right? So either one of you can pick, whoever wants to answer the question first, but what does true economic empowerment look like to our community?
Owning. I mean, I think it all starts with owning. Um, equity and cash flow, and that phrase equity and cash flow don't just equate to real estate. It's equity and cash flow in business. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about ownership, man. It starts with ownership. I was telling Jason I was in Florida a couple weeks ago. I don't know if I said this before, but I'm like, when I'm driving down the street, you know how you got strip malls? Like, they got a lot of strip malls, and all of those strip malls have businesses in them. Like, it was hard to find a vacant business. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that just shows that there's a lot of people in, whatever that town was that are getting to it, man, for real. You know what I mean? So I think ownership, entrepreneurship, and investing is definitely the way to start. But then there's another phase of, okay, what do I do with that equity and cash flow strategically, to help build wealth, strategically and generationally is the real question.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think it's support, man. I think support is the number one. I was talking to a realtor today in a meeting, and we were having a conversation about why nobody wants to work with these people or that people. And I said something that, people get offended to. Is like, bro, the problem with most of us, especially our age and younger, is that everybody wants to be the leader, and 99.9% of people are not built to be leaders, bro. They're not leaders. And instead of playing a role to grow the empire, they want to try to be at the forefront. Now everybody's at the forefront, and now instead of having one business that's successful, you got four failing business. You know, in your heart, if you're a leader or not, right? You know who the leaders are. You can point to people in any setting, military, sports, entertainment, small business, your friend group that you hang out with. You can point to leaders, and I think not being able to rally around people and support is some of the biggest issues we have. Check this out, right? I'm gonna bring back Jay, right? I don't idolize anybody but the Lord Jesus Christ, but Jay-Z is definitely, President Obama is definitely, and a bunch of other people, Russell Simmons, Miles Davis. I can go on and on. These are my heroes, bro, right? My pops, and my sons, bro. Like, these are my heroes. These are people I look at and I just admire, right? Not idolize them, but admire. If you look at the core back of Rough Riders, Rockefeller, even Bad Boy, I know people don't want to talk about Puff, but Bad Boys and all these other record labels, No Limit, Slip and Slide. Who else, Gerard? What's some of the West Coast? Death Row, freaking whatever. A lot of success happened because they found out who the alphas were, who the money makers were, and everybody got around those people and supported. James Dasher said at one time, like, Jay-Z don't hire guys to work directly under him, except for the people he came up with. Why? Because every man is going to try to beat him, and they ain't going to want to do their job because they're going to want to emulate and eventually take him out of his spot. So you hire people who don't have ambition to be you. And people will sit there and support that talent, whatever industry it may be, to make sure their talent get to where they need to be, because they're going to be the breadwinner and they have all the talent and they need support. We don't have that. We have people who are not talented wanting to be the leader and don't have the talent to be the leader or lead, doing everything, like I said, and it crumbles the empire when the person who actually talented and have everything needs to be supported, or we each play a different role. That's the problem in our community. And I'm pretty sure you guys see this all the time. Everybody wants to be ace boon coon, bro. Everybody wants to be top dog, but you can't be, everybody can't be the top dog. Somebody got to play the supporting role so you guys can get to where you want to be. And guess what? During that rise, you learn the skills and the traits to become a leader. So eventually, like a lot of companies do, you break off, you start your own, now you're leading people, and it starts to happen like that. That's where we get bottlenecked at. We get bottlenecked when somebody starts having success and we want to emulate it, when it's not time for the people around us to begin to emulate that talent to be that star. And you see it all the time. Like, everybody's not Beyonce, right? The Jackson 5, they damn sure wasn't Michael Jackson. And you start seeing the friction, and eventually they go, no, what? I don't need these people, and I think that's what bottlenecks us, that we don't truly support and cheer each other on like we should. And I think that's what cripples us, man, from getting to where we need economically to be a powerhouse, is supporting each other regardless.
That was deep, my brother. That was really deep. I want to just answer the question as well. What picture that comes into my mind when we speak about economic power? Jason, you started pushing this on us a lot about like the compounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like that, just in my mind comes up automatically, where, like, hey, there's a family, there's houses, everybody got their own. We ride across the street from each other, ain't nobody beefing. If somebody, same thing you saying, supporting. We just support the house by house, and that's what comes to my mind, where it's just like I could just see my family doing that. I would like to see my family doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can fully see it happening, but I would like for it to happen. Two different things. But that's what I see, man. That I think that'll be like a life that people would like to live. They just don't see themselves doing it fully. You know what I'm saying? Because there is so much turmoil, there is so much beef and drama. Like, oh, I know this person is like that, and I know there's a couple of people I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that with them neither. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool. I get it. I understand we all aren't fans of everybody. But at some point we do have to kind of bite the bullet and just shut up. You know what I mean? And just, if it's not about our own personal individual needs all the time, it's about the impact of the family. And if we're not impacting the family, then we don't need to be trying to move on a level like that.
That's crazy you said that, because I was at the family reunion when I was in Atlanta, man. I was watching the family, man, and I was watching how everybody loved each other. And I'm like, I don't think nobody's thinking about the power we actually have in just these couple of hundred people. It was a lot of people there. Like, I don't think you guys understand the power we have. And that's just the Benjamin side of the family. We didn't even get to the Benton side of the family. That was just the Benjamin side of the family, right? And it's not even the full power of the family, right? So I think we don't even realize it, right? Because we're taught, society teaches us not to be individuals, man. Like, so we're gonna get deep in this one day. We're gonna probably have Jeff or somebody on. We all get deep in this, but we were systemically broken down from the civil rights era to now. It was done on purpose, right? So it's hard for us to look at each other and see another successful Black person and be like, that dude's part of the Illuminati. That ain't no way. That dude's part of the Illuminati. He's worshiping devils. He's like that. That's the thing. That's what we do to each other. Like, we don't think nobody is working to that type of level of success. And we think every billionaire, every successful person has stepped on people and not ethical. And it's crazy, but we don't look at the scammers in the same way who actually screwing people over.
Nah, we make a song.
Like, it's a psychological
we make a song for the scammers. What are you talking about?
Where
Yeah,
are my
exactly.
scamming ass?
Exactly.
I cannot stand it.
Exactly. And then that's where our culture is. I won't say the whole culture, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's a stronghold on. It's easier to do that, bro. It's hard as shit to get out here and to trust Mike and to trust Gerard and to say, yo, we're gonna drop everything, which is a ton of compounds right now with families. They're dropping everything, bro. They're leaving corporate jobs. They're like, yo, put our money together. We're going north. We're going south. We're buying 20 acres of land, 10 acres. We're going to build a compound and we're going to pool our money together and we're going to thrive. And they're doing it. And they're not doing it. People think, oh, they haven't got no jobs. Nah, bro. These people are strategically doing it. They're working remote jobs. They're getting in the city, wherever they're living at. They're figuring out how to make it go. Because guess what? When you live way below your means like they're doing it and they're supporting each other, that money goes a long way. They're probably got millions in the bank and nobody even realized it because now their cost of living decreased.
Mm, that makes sense. Uh, I I want to say that I also struggle with uh possible, right? Because for us, like, yeah, we can see it on the internet, but sometimes see it on the internet, it just don't seem real. It just seem like, it's just content, right? People just making stuff up just for content, and it's not real life. So the hard part for me is just like seeing like, okay, yes, I know it's possible, but do I believe it's possible? Because I'm not actually seeing anybody do it in real time. And I think that could be an issue as well, because we do live such individual lives. Everybody's kind of in their own lane for the most part. You can't really move forward unless you're like being intentional about who you're around. And I know we speak about that a lot, like our friend group and our circles, and who do we contact, what do we do all day with our time. It feels like it could be possible, but I don't know if it's a route that, like, I don't know who else would even be down to like really commit to a lifestyle like that.
You know what it is?
I don't know.
Is that we fail sometime as people. Like I speak to people all the time. They're like, man, Jay, I fucking spoke to you, man. You motivated me, man. You like how you wake up every day with that energy, right? So I said this a long time ago, right? I want to be the change in the world that I want to see. So you sometimes it's going to take you to get everybody motivated. It's going to take you to do the research and show everybody like, yo, this is the plan right here. And then when people see it, you're going to still have 100 people and only 4 people going to help, but they'll be able to see the plan. And then once you put it together and actually execute it to a certain degree, then you'll get other people who come along. But sometimes is we got to change the circumstances. Like they say, you got to be the one who breaks the chains in the family and become the first millionaire, right?
Hmm.
And it's being fearless, man. It's being fearless and figuring it out. People only follow people they trust, and I think sometimes we don't look at it, right. One of the things I ask my wife all the time, do you trust me, right? When I do stuff, she follows, bro, and I'm like, I that's a testament to me and how I create my life and how I lead and the things I do, because vice versa, I trust her in what she's doing. But we got to build that character in ourselves so our family and friends trust us to do these things and to follow. And I think sometimes we don't hold ourselves accountable enough to fix ourselves. Because I got a lot of friends, man. Like they're like, nobody wants to work with me. Nobody wants to do this. Nobody wants to. Every time I do a business, and I'm like, so if I started a business and I sold something and it was cost $3.99, would your family buy it because they like you and trust you? No,
Three
but
dollars
they'll
ninety nine cents
three
or
dollars and ninety nine
300.
cents.
Okay.
$3.99. How much will they buy of it, and how long will they buy it to support? They'll go to their store and buy something else for $5 or $6 or 10 before they see your product and purchase that product. And that's trust, that's hate, that's jealousy. It's all those things all mixed into one. And that's why sometimes we got to look outside of that family and say, hey, I might need to get some friends. I might need to find a whole group of people to start this with, because I'm this is not my tribe. And you cannot be tried by blood. That's okay. A lot of people you don't rock with. I love all my family, but I don't rock with all my family, bro. Because they live a different life and got a different mentality than me. That don't mean I don't love them. It just means that I'm moving forward without them until they catch up. I'm not reaching back, bro, until I get to my destination. Because if you reach back before, they're just gonna pull you back, bro. You're never gonna get there.
Mm, that's deep. Gerard, let me ask you a question, my brother. You've been
Went to
kind
the
of quiet
bathroom.
the last couple minutes, huh?
Went to the bathroom, Mike.
Oh, okay. I didn't see my fault. Well, well, I can still ask you regardless. What has been one financial lesson you've learned? Let's just say within the last 1 to 5 years that has changed your life trajectory. You feel?
Save more money. Stop buying stuff you don't need, and start putting money away. Investing. Invest more. Invest more. You don't need half of that stuff. You got clothes in the closet, brand new, you haven't worn in 2 3 years. Invest more money into things that's gonna. I read a book with Grant Cardone one time, right? And my wife always laughed because I read the book and I was reading it out loud the first couple of chapters, and he was talking about your money should be making babies, right? Your money's goal is to make more babies. And that's what we should be trying to do, right? Instead of you planning that trip, the family vacay, all this stuff, we need to figure out first how can we put money together so now we don't got to worry about paying for the trip ourselves. These investments pays for the trips for us. We don't think about that as family, right? We don't think about that as a family at all because we're like, man, we go spend 10, 15,000, and we're like, damn, I could have put that money away and we could have had something paying for every trip and everything that we're doing for the rest of our lives. You know what I mean? Because it's true, that money that you spend throughout the year, even for the family, at the family reunion, I'm like, yo, it's fucking it's like 200 people here.
Yeah.
$100 from everybody. What? We could buy freaking, we could buy land and put structures on it. If everybody just gave $100, you know what I mean? So that's the thinking that it's individual, bro. Everybody's like, yo, I gotta survive, and then we'll figure this out later. And then next thing you know, 5, 10 years go by, and then everybody's stuck in the same place. And I'm like, nah, bro, I love you, but I'm not. I'm not being stuck with you guys. Dude, I learned this at 18, 19 years old. I'm like, y'all want to live like this? Peace. I'm not living like this. Peace to everybody. I'm gone. I'm gonna figure out a better way of life.
And I was gonna go the same route that you were saying as far as like having your dollars make babies, and then pretty much having your assets pay for your lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like even outside of the trips, like, hey, can I? I think this is what we even talked about with Sonny, which is over a year ago now. With yeah, I know it's crazy how long it's been, but it feels like it was just not too long ago at the same time.
Yeah.
Where like my investments are now paying for just the bare minimum, right? Just the not the trips, not the fun, but just paying my bills now. Now I don't have to worry about going to work for $1. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm working on myself personally. It was like, yo, I need to make sure I got some dividends coming in that's gonna start paying for my bills. So that way it's like, yo, I'm at least that's set. Everything above that is now investment, fund, opportunity, boom, boom, boom. It's like I need to build up my asset income to where all of that is just paying for my lifestyle, man. That's a major goal. I don't think we have that conversation enough in our community. You can actually do that. You just got to take time to learn how to do it and make sure that what you do can last a long time. So
I think it's fear. I think it's fear of judgment. I think a lot of it is fear of judgment. People like, oh, I don't want to do this because people are going to judge me, or people are going to say this, and people that, or I need to look apart. I need to look this way. I need to look that way. I need to make this image, this and that. I'm like, yo, you're going to be stuck in that same place for a long time, man. You got to create. Like, part of our goals, I think I said this before in the podcast. Part of our goals as human beings is to create. Right? It's to create. And if you think about every successful person, they're all creators, bro. Like, you think about, there's no successful person that's not a creator of something. Like every industry, they're creating. All creators. Well, every wealthy person is a creator. And it's like everybody who's not a wealth and not a creator, most of them they are employees. So when you start putting these correlations in for these different things, you start to understand like, Tim, I need to start having different conversations and being around different conversations and reading different things and put myself in different positions, because there's a blueprint to how these people are accumulating this. And one is their mindset, right? Their mindset. Two is the circle they put themselves within. And then three is what they accept. Because sometimes you got to cut people off. Like you gotta be ruthless, bro. I'm learning that, bro. I'm learning that now. I cut people off. Like, I'm not wasting my time with you if you're in my way to get into my goals. I don't care who you are. Like, we could be friends from a distance, we could be family from a distance. Like, I have goals that I'm getting closer and closer every year. And if I feel like that you're taking me off course or you're costing me and it's going to be a sacrifice, I'd rather sacrifice you than my goals. It could be a capitalist, you can call it selfishness, you can call it whatever. But at the end of the day, bro, I'm like, we're not going to be two peas in a pod, bro. I'm not going to be there with you. You could be there by yourself. Bro, there's no nobility in poverty, bro. And people keep thinking it is, man. No, I'm not talking about poverty. No, I don't want none of that. I'm going this way. And then we don't hold our friends to the same standard because we start to like, I don't want to sound like I'm better than everybody. I don't want to sound bougie. Man, I'm bougie. I don't want to eat there. Do I want steak and asparagus? I don't want to go there. I don't want to go to the hood. I want to go to the sub. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
you restrict yourself to these things because you're scared to voice your opinion and you're scared to be different. And I think that's where a lot of us, we hurt ourselves because we're hanging around people we shouldn't be, bro. We're having conversations in places, doing things that we shouldn't be doing because we're scared to tell our families and people, no, I'm not doing that. And I think sometimes that power of no is so important because your peace is more important than anybody else, bro. Except for God.
Exactly, man. So even like, do you feel like saving is enough in today's time? Because like a lot of people, where we talked about, or I think you said it, people are just afraid to do certain things, like investing, whether it be into the stock market, whether it be into real estate, anything that you can invest in. Is it enough just to save money, or should people put their pride to the side, educate themselves, and go out? I mean, I kind of answered the question, but go out there and invest regardless.
So this is funny with Gerard, that man. This is funny, right? So hold on one second. I'm about to give you an example, right? Because I was talking about this the other day, but I want to make sure I give you this example. Give me 1 second, Mike. You can talk.
Yep.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna talk about why you doing your thing.
I'm ready. I'm ready already.
All right.
Right. So you get a 0.5% raise each year, right? They give you 0.5% or 1% raise each year. Inflation is 3.5%. So if they keep giving you raises each year and inflation keeps going up 3.5% each year, let's just say core inflation 2.6%, you're never going to catch up, bro. You're never going to make enough money to catch up. Because I tell people that even if you owned your home, even if you didn't have taxes, other things will go up. Eventually, if you don't make more money, it's going to cost you. If you don't live in a place, live below your means, it's going to cost you when things get bad. And that's the scary part, is that people say, oh, I got a raise this year, 1.5%. But it was like, man, the inflation is 3.5%. So it really didn't. And plus, look, I'm talking about 1.5%, but you're talking about before taxes. So now you're getting hit with the taxes, and it's not like you even got a raise at all. And I think that's where not understanding finances, not understanding economics, this is what's hurting more than anything, man. And our podcast, we say a lot, but I'm just going to be honest, guys. There's a lot of information out there. There's other podcasts out there. Please, if you just like, if you're catching this on a short or whatever, tune into us, tune into other people. You need to figure out how to get this information, because it's the basics that we need to learn, man, that we're not understanding how money works, and that's what's killing us right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gerard, go ahead. You about to say something?
Nah, I was agreeing.
Yeah. So a question I was going to ask you before you stepped out. What financial lesson between over the last like 1 to 5 years have you learned that has helped to change or help your financial journey?
I mean, I'm still learning stuff every day.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
But you had to get something. Something had to come to you at some point to be like, okay, that kind of helped me a little bit more to get to where I want to get to.
Making your money work for you. You know what I'm saying? As a entrepreneur and a real estate agent, a business owner, it's like, I built my business on my own basically. You know what I mean? So being in control of everything is how I did it, but I realized in order to grow and in order to scale, you got to network. You got to get a team around you, get some people around you that can help you. Delegation. But how does that equate to making your money work for you? You got to pay these people. You know what I'm saying? So a buddy of mine right now who is also entrepreneur, business owner. He was finishing his basement. He wanted to finish his basement, so I sent a couple contractors by there to give him some quotes, and the quotes he got came back was like 25,000, right? So meanwhile, he's got to operate his business. He works from home, he can work online and da 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 da. But he decided to finish his basement himself, and he saved a lot of money in theory, but your time, how much is your time worth, bro? You've been in the basement since March. You know what I'm saying? It's July. It's July. You've been in the basement since March, bro. 25,000, it would have been done and over with. You could have been, moving on to the next phase of your life, but you're still in the basement for 25,000, which you had. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like you didn't have it or anything like that. So time is valuable. Make your money work for you. Keep your circle around you is the is the big things that I learned, and I am definitely implementing this year in 2026.
Yeah, that's major for me right now as far as like, that trying to do it on your own, because I had recently went through that with my car, like trying to, I don't know I think I said this the last time, using like a street mechanic, somebody recommended him to me. I try to cut corners, try to get the, some, save a couple dollars. Didn't work out well. And I'm learning my lesson because it's not the first time I did it, with something else. And I'm like, okay, I have to stop doing that. Keep making the same mistake over and over again. And then we're talking about like getting work done on the house, and as far as like getting the, what do you call it, daggone, the gutters, getting the gutters done, with the leaf guard up there, or getting it completely replaced. And the quote came out to like 4,000 from like leaf filters, and then
Oh God.
yeah, somebody else came out. It was like 2,000. And another guy said he'll do it because he's another friend. But to me, it's like I don't know how much gutter should cost. I've never had to deal with gutter, so the information is completely new to me. To me, it's like I know that 4,000 may be a little high, but if they're talking about you'll never have to get back on the roof, you'll not ever have to get back on the roof. There's less time you have to be spending on the roof, because I go up there and have to clean it myself at least twice a year. I don't ever have to get back up there as often, maybe once a year. And then I don't have to worry about the actual guard itself, like getting rusted out and all the other stuff. My main point is I'm looking at it like I don't just random, because they could help save us a couple of dollars. I want to get it done right, because I don't want to have to go back up there, take the stuff off, clean it out, put it back. That's more work. I'm not a gutters guy. Don't ask me to do that. I'm not, I'm gonna fuck it up. You don't want me to do that. So,
But if you just let the shit fall, then you just pick it up off the ground. You don't gotta go in the gutters.
Nah, the gutters get clogged.
But I'm saying you take the damn gutters off, let the water and everything just fall in the house, the leaves fall on the ground, they pick that shit up, and you don't gotta go in the gutters and worry about paying $4,000.
I never understood the point of gutters because if I don't know. I don't know if it's right or wrong. I never understood.
Do you have water in your basement right now? Do you have water in your house?
We did when it was raining like last week, 2 weeks ago. Hell yeah.
So,
but that was because the gutters got flooded and then it started pouring back the opposite direction.
That's what the
opposite
gutters
way,
is
yeah.
for. That's what the gutters for.
It's directional. It's the aim in the direction so the water runs away from the property.
Right.
Okay, true. That makes sense. See, there you go. Thank you for explaining that to me.
Yeah. So
sometimes I'll be like, man, fuck them gutters. Take them gutters off. Don't be them gutters. Got me going on the roof about to fall off trying to clean this thing.
If you take the gutters off, the rain's gonna fall right off of your roof, right there next to your foundation, and all the water's gonna go in your basement.
But there's a solution for that.
What's that?
Dig a ditch into your neighbor's yard and have all the fucking water flow into the yard.
Hey, look, the way my house is set up, I can literally do that.
That's what I'm saying. You're on a little slope. Yeah, you're on a slope.
Y'all going to
I could do that.
Y'all going to jail.
It won't go to the neighbors, it'll go to the street. But that's a good idea. I should start digging.
Yeah, Jason going.
Don't tell him I told you.
I'm about to say, yo, Jason going to jail, man. Don't listen to Jason. He's gonna have you locked up out here.
It's going to the street. It ain't going to nobody's yard. They'll be all right.
Yeah.
But that's a good point, man. Just going back to the main talking about is stop trying to cut corners. Time is money. He could have made that $25,000 back. I don't know what he do for work, but yeah, I feel you. Yeah. 3-4 months in the basement is wild.
Yeah, I'm for years I was struggling with hiring an assistant because I do everything on my own. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people was telling me like, yo, when you hire an assistant, you actually make more money. You know, and I'm like, how is that the case? Like, I got to pay this person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to hire nobody and then, something happened and I ain't going to be able to pay him or nothing. Like, that was like extra added stress on me. But it was probably one of the best decisions I ever made. Like, for real, there's people depending on you, to feed their families. You feel me? So I'm like, yo, that's a lot of stress, man. But it wind up being the best decision I made because it just freed me up to do other things which generated more income.
That's dope.
That makes sense, man. So just give a small detail. How did hiring an assistant help benefit your business?
Like I just said, it freed me up from.
Okay, yeah, I'm bad. I'm listening and I'm listening. Yeah. I'm thinking about the next topic and trying to ask questions at the same time. My apologies.
It freed me up to be able to delegate. So listen, man, when you are a busy real estate agent with no assistant, you can probably spend 20 to 30 hours a week on the computer just sending emails, just doing paperwork. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, while you're doing that, you're not marketing. You're not, on showings, on appointments, on, getting listings because you're dedicating time to that. So just doing that freed me up 20 hours. You know what I mean? And what sucks is like when you do it and, you put the systems in place, kind of training, trying to, learn each other, figure out how to work and all that stuff. Once it actually gets rolling, you hit a space like, all right, what am I supposed to be doing now? Like, I got too much free time. I got too much time on my hands. What's supposed to happen? And that's when I realized, like, all right, I get it. You know what I'm saying? So I have, we were talking about vertical integration. So now I have it to where I am, taking my own property photos. All right, well, it's going to take me a long time to edit them. So, all right, I had to hire a photographer, a photo editor to edit my photos. You know what I'm saying? So that it free up my time. Like, it could literally take a whole hour, 2 hours just to edit, 50 photos for a listing. Nah, just, you know what I mean? I pay somebody, a couple of dollars to go ahead and edit them, and it freed up my time. So now I could keep bringing in more business.
Yeah,
that's good. So you brought it up, and I was about to switch us there real quick before we get up out of here. But if you want to break down the vertical integration, just give us a quick little synopsis of that.
So it imagine owning everything that you use, right? Owning everything that your business needs, owning everything that your life needs. So Mike, let's forget about business for a second. What if you said, yo, listen, I'm not gonna go to Target, I'm not gonna go to any store, and I'm not gonna buy my clothes from there. I'm going to, get my own clothes made directly from a distributor and wear my own labels. You just integrated your clothes, something that you need every day. You understand?
Yeah.
Which will in turn, number one, save money and possibly put money in your pocket, right? And help you generate even more money. The food you eat, I'm gonna grow it. You own that. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta go to the store and buy it. You own that. You run out of that. So that's how you integrate vertically in life. And business is similar. It's like, okay, so I'm a real estate agent. I'm gonna own the media company that does the marketing. So I don't have to go outside my business, outside of my circle, to pay somebody to market my properties. Right? I'm gonna own a construction company so that, after the inspection is done and we need to hire a contractor, my whole team's coming in there. I'm a one-stop shop. I got everything you need right here because of my vertical integration, in a sense. When you look at companies like Apple, they own, a lot of computer companies or tech companies, they outsource to get their chips from somewhere else. Apple started making their own chips, so they don't have to outsource. It's all in-house. The packaging, the shipping. Jeff Bezos buying Amazon trucks in order to deliver the packages, so they don't have to go to the post office or UPS to deliver their packages, is integrating vertically. What does my business need? What does my life need that I can purchase or provide to help move this thing forward?
That's a pretty good way to look at that, my brother.
You're welcome. I'll be here all week.
Jason, I know you've been in business for a while. Has there been anything that you've been able to vertically integrate into your business?
Yeah. I mean, as far as vertically integrating it on that level Gerard was talking about, no, but have I have put a few things together which made my life easier, right? Processing team, VA, virtual assistant. Um, I control those two now, right? I control my processing teams. I got two of them now, and then I control my VA. So this helps me. This is why becoming a broker to me empowered me, and why I'm not a big retail guy no more, because I realized all the power is with what I'm doing now. I get to control this, right? I don't have a corporate office saying you should do this, you got to meet these time frames, do this, do that, you got to hire this person or this who works for us. I control those different parts of my business, and not own them, but I control them, and they go by my system, and it makes it so much easier when you control it, man. Mike, were you on when we were talking about vertical integration?
I don't think so.
Yeah, we spoke about it, and I think that one of the things that I want to get to, right, in this business and my other business, is controlling, like Gerard said. Like I don't know if I want to have the control the construction side of my builds and fixes and flips and things, but I do in my rehabs, I do want to control it to where I have the team and they move as I ask them to move, because it makes it easier, because you already know the set amount of money you're going to spend, the work that's going to be done, you know the cost. A lot of
Yeah.
times when you don't have it, it's all variable, that you don't have control of it, so you don't know what the cost is going to be. New team on the job, this cost, like, you know what I mean, it starts to cost you more than actually help you. So I think that's why when Gerard was saying vertical integration in his business and things like that, like, think about it. He doesn't have to call somebody, and he's on a different side of me, different side of the business, but he doesn't have to call somebody and say, hey, can you book me for next Friday to do these photos, when he needs to get that listing up tomorrow. He can just go out tonight or first thing in the morning, get the photos, get them edited real quick, and put them up. And in my business, I don't have to say, hey, I got to find a processor. Oh, they got this process, so I got to send. No, hey, I need this loan done right now. I gotta expedite this. Boom, boom, boom. I need this person called. I need that person called. I don't got to go through a third party. They can do it expeditiously as I ask them. So it just makes things smoother. It makes things better. And then when you get towards the manufacturing side of vertical integration, the upfront cost is a lot, but the long-term savings is where it's at with Apple. It cost them a shitload of money to start building their own chips, but through the life of that process, it's going to cost them pennies eventually to control the packaging, the chips, and everything like that.
Mm-hmm. No, that makes sense.
Yes. Controlling. Oh, here's another one. Controlling the support that you need.
Yes.
It's the I was having this conversation with one of my boys, and there's this thing in New Haven about Yale and Yale not putting back into the communities or whatever, if you will, right? And I'm like, listen, you got to look at the opportunities around it, right? So because you got one of the biggest hospital systems in the world here in New Haven, now we're starting to get the biotech companies that come in, right? Now the support to all of that. The biotech companies, they need packaging, they need maintenance, they need trucks, they need boxes, they need day to day. I don't care if it's trash bags for the lunchroom or whatever, bro. You got major businesses here, and you got to get that support around them, right? Now, what if Yale said, okay, I'm not going to hire Pfizer to make our medicine. We got a university with students where we could make our own medicine. We don't need to give money to Pfizer. We don't need to buy their drugs. We make our own drugs, right? And on top of that, I got my own grounds crew, that can, do my cleanup and da-da-da. You get what I'm saying? We look at the businesses from the top level, you know what I'm saying, from the top down, but you don't look at all of the support that's needed. You see me as a real estate agent and you're like, okay, he listed another house. Well, who took the pictures? You understand what I'm saying? We close another deal. Who was the lender? What company does you get? So all of these things can be integrated to support your business, to control the support of your business.
Yeah,
that makes sense, fellas, man. We are at that time and a little bit above. I just want to give you guys any opportunity to kind of speak on this. Any last thoughts that you want to get before we get in there and drop our last gem of the day? Anything you guys want?
Nah, man, good show, guys. Shout out to King. I know King moving around, but I know like Mike said, bro, safe travels, bro.
Yeah. Next Friday, man. If you in the area, for anybody that's listening, King is having a little going away party. Oh no, that's this Friday actually. Yeah, that's this Friday actually. Yep.
He's leaving this Friday. He's leaving this Saturday.
Oh yeah, man, that's crazy. Yeah, so he's right there. He ain't even like another couple weeks. That's right now. So reach out to us. You could DM us individually or the podcast page itself. We can shoot you over the flyer, to say farewell to Brother King. There's always Zoom, but ain't no telling next time you'll see him in person. But fellas, it is that time to get in our bag, Brother Gerard. I haven't started with you in a while, man. Get in your bag, man, and drop a gem.
Time is money. Yo, time is money.
That was the best. That was the best fast reaction I've ever gotten from you, my brother. Good job. I'm proud of you now.
Time is money, man. Understand hey, look, run your numbers. Mike, on my Facebook, they started calling me Mr. Run the Numbers. I keep saying the same thing. You gotta know your numbers, man. So run your numbers and figure out how much your time is worth, man. Time is money.
Yes, sir. I'll go next, and Jason, you can take us home, brother. Man, my thing would be, man, hey, follow what it is that you want to do. You know what I mean? Like, whether it's real estate, whether it's stock market, whether it's get a job, whether it's being an entrepreneur, do whatever works for your life. There's a lot of talk, right? We know social media and TV gives a lot of influence on certain things, but do what works for you, regardless of what's out there. Whatever feels right in your spirit, follow that. Brother Jason.
Yeah, man. In the spirit of Jay-Z, man, remind yourself, nobody built like you. You designed yourself. Everything you think, everything you do is going to be a reflection of how you live in, man. Make sure that you're building on the same reflection that you want to put out there into the world and that you want to come back at you, man.
Yes, sir. Jerome, why you looking like that?
Yo, because like my man said, he don't idolize nobody but God. But his Jay-Z obsession is annoying, bro. It's annoying. It's annoying, man. I can't ask him nothing. He's just citing verses all day. Like, yo, bro, you gotta stop.
Like it's the Bible, right? and scripture, Jay-Z 1-1.
Jay-Z, the Book of Reasonable Doubt. Verse.
The Book of Hov.
Yeah, the Book of Hov.
The Book of Hov. Lord have mercy. Let me get into this outro, man. So, folks, today's conversation wasn't about choosing sides. It was about asking a bigger question. While the internet debates partnerships, corporations, and headlines, what are we doing to build wealth for ourselves and our families? Ownership outlasts trends, outlast headlines. Multiple streams of income create stability, and strong partnerships create opportunities. No matter where you stand on today's news, those principles remain the same. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Secure the Bag Podcast. If you enjoyed today's conversation, share it with someone who's serious about building generational wealth. Subscribe to the podcast and follow us for more discussions on real estate, entrepreneurship, finance, and wealth building. Until next time, stay invested, stay informed, and always secure the bag. Peace.
Beginnings on the cusp. Not too old to adjust. Old dog, new tricks. Remember, I was just a pup. Something dirty in my cup. Clean soul, good karma is a must. Still my shooter in the cut. I was stuck inside a rut. Played the game, made bank, moved G. Anything to get a buck. You won't find me in the club. I'm in the lab trying to sharpen up the sword. Swinging blades at these scrubs. Flock like bugs to the light. Getting right. Treat my hoes like these raps. I don't really got a type. Off top bullshit. And all I needed was a mic. Yeah. Hey, pass the rock, it's all butter. Pack your bags and take flight. Don't worry, it's all covered. Hey, live your life while you can. Our days are all numbered. Rain could cause thunder, but the sun comes after, clearing up the disaster.
Isn't it lovely? I ain't looking back, I'm focused on what's in front of me. Everybody days a number, but I'm still here luckily. I know that God got me, so I'm in good company. Yeah.